Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into a really powerful scene from Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things.
Oh yeah, this one is intense.
It is. We're focusing on Esta and Rahel, the twins, and their cousin, Sophie Mall. They're on the banks of a river in India,
I
and
can just feel this sense of foreboding, you
yeah,
know? Like something bad is about to happen.
it's practically radiating off the pages.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because these kids, they're running away.
Yeah, they're trying to escape a difficult home life.
Right. Exactly.
Hoping to find some peace and maybe even make the adults in their lives realize, like, hey, we're hurting.
Make them regret how they've been treating these kids.
Exactly.
It's fascinating, though, how this scene uses the river
Yeah.
as this powerful symbol, almost like it's a character itself.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's described as dark and quiet, which makes me think about all those unseen forces that shape our lives.
Like what kinds of things?
Well, like the caste system in India, for example.
Where your birth determines your destiny.
Exactly. And these kids, they're trying to row against that current, hoping to create their own fate.
It really makes you think about how much control we actually have over our own lives.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, here are these kids packing up their essential provisions, food, matches.
Even those creepy loosened button eyes.
Yeah. What's up with that? It's such a strange detail.
I know. Makes you wonder what happened before this scene.
Like, what kind of experiences have led them to this point where they're running away with button eyes?
Right. And it's interesting how each child contributes something different to this escape.
In what way?
Well, the twins are carrying all this emotional baggage.
From their mother's harsh words, right?
Exactly. Well, Sophie Mole, she seems to be more practical.
Packing food and stuff.
Yeah, taking care of the logistics. Roy's subtly showing us the different burdens each child carries.
Even at such a young age.
It's heartbreaking, really.
It is, and then there's Sophie Mole's reason for running away with them.
Oh, yeah, she's got her own motives.
She thinks if they disappear, it'll make the adults feel bad.
Like a twisted version of the Pied Piper.
Right. It seems kind of naive.
It does, but it also shows how children try to understand power dynamics,
Manipulate the adults around them.
Exactly. It's like they see how adults react to certain events,
And try to leverage that to their advantage.
even if they don't fully grasp the complexities of the situation.
It's really sad because they just want to be loved and acknowledged.
They just want to be seen and heard.
So they set off on the river with their meager supplies, hoping to reach some kind of safe haven.
They're in Velutha's boat, right?
Yes, aiming for a specific destination that they've talked about.
But then things take a turn for the worse.
When they realize they're heading straight for a collision.
It's like Roy is mirroring the children's lives with this scene.
How so?
Well, just when they think they're in control, something happens that throws everything off balance.
Just like in real life, right?
Totally. This feeling of being at the mercy of forces beyond your control is a constant theme in the book.
And that feeling just intensifies when they hit a log and the boat capsizes.
They've tipped over before, haven't they?
Yeah, we learned that they've experienced this before, but this time it feels different.
Much more serious.
Because this time, the boat is lost, along with their food.
Which symbolizes a much deeper loss.
Right, it's not just about the material things.
It signifies a shift in their journey, a loss of control.
And then the most terrifying part happens.
Sophie Mole disappears.
Rahel tries to find her, but it's like she's vanished into thin air.
It's heartbreaking.
There's this incredibly powerful image of Papachi's moth settling on Rahel's heart.
Which perfectly captures the weight of that realization, the finality of it all.
No storm, no dramatic struggle, just quiet, devastating tragedy.
And the moth itself is significant, isn't it?
How so?
It symbolizes the fragility of life.
Especially in the face of these larger, unseen forces that we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Just like Papachi's moth collection preserved and pinned under glass, these children are trapped.
Trapped by their circumstances.
And just like that, their hope, their dream of escape, seems to vanish along with Sophie Mole.
They have to return to the history house, defeated and filled with fear.
It's like Hansel and Gretel lured into the woods only to find themselves trapped in a nightmare.
And as if that weren't bad enough, Roy ends the scene with this chilling detail. Someone else is sleeping in the shadows.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
It leaves you hanging, wondering who is this person? What are they doing there?
Classic Roy, leaving us with a sense of unease and a million questions.
Forcing us to confront the unknown, just like these children are forced to confront the darkness that surrounds them.
It's the silence that really gets to me in this scene, you know?
Oh.
Like, there's no big pronouncements of doom.
You're right. No over-the-top
It's
theatrics.
just this quiet, creeping sense of dread.
Exactly. It's like the tragedies happening between the lines.
In the unspoken fears.
In the anxieties of these children.
Roy's imagery it just hits you in the gut, you know? Like the description of the river,
Yeah.
a silent highway full of mewed traffic.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's not just about the physical dangers lurking beneath the surface.
It's about those societal forces, too.
Exactly. Those unspoken rules and expectations that these kids are already pushing against.
And then there's that description of Sophie Mall as she's being carried away.
Gray-green, with oosh in it, with the sky and trees in it.
It's beautiful, but also so heartbreaking.
Like the river is consuming her,
Erasing her identity.
blending her into the landscape.
And the fact that it happens in such an ordinary setting, a river they've crossed before.
It makes it even more unsettling, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, it could happen to anyone.
Exactly. Tragedy can strike anywhere, anytime, without warning.
It makes you think about who's responsible, you know?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Is it the children for running away?
Or the adults, for
Right.
creating the environment that made them want to escape.
Or is it something bigger? Something beyond individual control?
That question haunts this entire novel, doesn't it?
It does. It's like Roy is forcing us to confront the complexities of blame and responsibility.
And the power of nature, too.
Oh, right. The river.
It's this beautiful, tranquil setting, but it's also a force to be reckoned with,
A reminder that nature has its own rules.
indifferent to human suffering.
So, how do you think this experience will shape the twins going forward?
Oh, this is a turning point for them.
It's the end of their innocence, right?
Exactly. That belief that they can escape the complexities of the world.
It's gone.
And it's not just Sophie Mole they've lost.
What else?
Their sense of security.
That feeling of safety,
And maybe even more importantly, their belief in their own agency.
that they can make a difference.
It's like they've been stripped bare.
And it's going to have a ripple effect on everyone around them, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Their family, the community,
This event is like a stone dropped in a pond,
the ripples spreading outward.
touching everyone and everything.
It's interesting how Roy blends those really realistic elements with these fairy tale-like images, you know?
It's what makes her writing so captivating.
The harsh reality of the children's situation.
But then those mythical touches, too.
Like the moth on Rahel's heart.
And the Hansel and Gretel comparison,
It's like we're seeing the world through a child's eyes.
where reality and fantasy blur together.
And that perspective makes the tragedy even more impactful, doesn't it?
Because we feel their fear, their confusion, their grief.
Like it's our own.
Exactly. We're right there with them.
So we've talked about how this scene affects the children.
But how does it connect to the larger themes of the novel?
What's Roy trying to tell us?
This scene sets in motion a chain of events that will have lasting consequences.
It's the catalyst for everything that follows.
And it introduces themes that will keep coming back. Loss, guilt, the search for identity, the struggle against injustice.
Look, it's all there in this one scene.
Exactly. We see the breakdown of family,
The children feeling rejected by their mother.
seeking solace elsewhere.
And that sense of displacement, of not belonging, it runs throughout the whole novel.
Right, like a constant undercurrent.
And the loss of Sophie Mall, it's more than just a physical loss, isn't it?
It's a loss of innocence for the twins.
A dividing line between before and after.
And Roy emphasizes the randomness of it all.
That tragedy can strike anyone, anywhere, at any time.
There's no escaping it.
It makes you think about those societal forces at play, too.
Oh, absolutely.
The children are running from a world that feels hostile.
Uncaring.
Their escape is a form of rebellion, in a way.
Trying to take control of their lives.
But ultimately, they're still at the mercy of forces larger than themselves.
It highlights how powerless children can be, you know.
Especially in a society dominated by adult perspectives.
Exactly. Their voices are often silenced, their needs ignored.
It's like this one scene encapsulates everything the book is about.
It really does. It's a microcosm of the whole story.
And it leaves us with so many questions.
Like, how will this tragedy shape the twins' future?
Will they ever find peace?
Will they ever understand what happened?
And what about that mysterious figure sleeping in the shadows?
Who are they?
What role will they play?
Roy doesn't give us all the answers.
But she gives us enough to keep us hooked.
To make us want to delve deeper into the story.
And uncover the truth for ourselves. It's amazing how this one scene just brings together so many of the novel's big ideas.
Totally. Family, loss, and those societal forces, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they're inescapable.
The kids are running away from a world that's It doesn't even have a place for them.
Yeah, and that reflects those broader issues Roy's tackling.
Caste system, right.
Exactly. It limits people's choices, their opportunities.
Just because of where they were born.
And these kids, they're fighting against those constraints.
But in every way they can.
And then you've got Sophie Mull's disappearance.
It adds a whole other layer.
It's not just about one life lost.
It's about the twins losing their innocence, too.
Being forced to face the reality of their world.
A world where even childhood isn't safe.
It's rough.
So, connecting this back to our listeners, what's the big takeaway?
Roy's asking us to look deeper, I think.
To pay attention to the small things.
Because they can reveal so much about ourselves.
About the world around us.
Yeah, like think about those button eyes,
There's a story there.
And Roy's encouraging us to think critically, too.
About family, society, history.
All those forces that shape our lives, even the ones we don't see.
Like those currents that pull us along.
Whether we want them to or not.
But even with all of that, there's still room for choice, right?
Absolutely. We can still resist, even if it's in small ways.
And even in the midst of tragedy, there's still beauty to be found.
Roy's writing is proof of that.
She doesn't sugarcoat the pain.
But she shows the resilience of the human spirit, too.
That power of hope and love.
It's inspiring, really.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
We've barely scratched the surface of this book.
But hopefully this has made you curious.
To dive in and explore it further.
Really pay attention to those details.
To the way Roy uses language.
To create a world that's both familiar and strange.
Beautiful and heartbreaking.
Let the story challenge you.
Change your perspective.
And leave you with a sense of wonder.
Even when things feel bleak.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, see you next time.
Happy reading, everyone!